Well, Saturday afternoon basketball here from Big Sky Country as the Montana State Bobcats welcome in the Idaho Vandals. And with that, we say welcome alongside Coach Brian Prevey. I'm Zach Mackey. The Bobcats red hot right now, winners of 7 straight, much in part to Xavier Bishop. He's been that leading scorer in 3 straight.
Yeah, and Xavier has been the catalyst. It's been his penetration, creating shots for other people, as well as his shooting. His touch from 3 has been fantastic over the last few weeks.
He's been a leading scorer for Montana State. And on the other side, Idaho has the overall leading scorer in this entire conference, and Mackey Dixon. He's been phenomenal, averaging 17.
Yeah, and Bobcats know him well. It was just a couple weeks ago in Moscow where Mackey had 24 points, got to the free throw line 13 times where he just never misses. Montana State's got to find a way to slow him down here tonight.
So Idaho hot, winners of 2 of their last 3. Montana State red hot as well, winners of 7 straight. Good one coming up here on ESPN+. A couple of points inside and a couple of blocks. Stopping it down is Jabril Bello, the league leader when it comes to blocks individually. And the Bobcats as a whole sit second in this league. How do you teach blocks? It seems like it's one of those things you either can do it or you can't.
Yeah, there's some element of either you can or you can't. It's all a timing thing. And the great shot blockers allow the offensive player to commit before they commit themselves to the air. The poor shot blockers get fouls because they try and anticipate the shot. Jabril Bello, among the best. He lets you commit, and he's so athletic and long. He can get up there and put a hand on a ball that looks like it's already on its way to go to the hoop.
The lead goes back in front. Lekalot, 6 points, 2 rebounds. He averages less than 10 minutes per game in his freshman year, but right now doing a really nice job of getting some good quality minutes. He's already got 7 minutes in this rivalry game. Montana State back in front by 2. He said 5 minutes and 42 seconds until halftime. Between these 2 fierce rivals, Montana having won 19 of the last 20. Been over 4 years since the Bobcats have won in this rivalry game. Montana group that's gone to a number of NCAA tournaments last couple of years, and the Bobcats not since 1997. Here's a right winger off the mark. Another offensive rebound. The Grizzlies have dominated in this category. Driving in, trying to get something here is Brown, and he'll turn and get 2 points down inside. Down into the paint to tie it back up, 27-27. Adom with the leading scorer. This is where Montana State wants the basketball. Fade away, off. Cleared inside by Kyle Owens. And that's one of the categories when you look at this stat sheet that's so different. Montana has dominated the offensive boards. They have 5 offensive rebounds to just 1 for the Bobcats. Double teamed underneath. And a timeout going to be taken on the other side. Coach Travis DeCure was able to get one. He'll take his first, and we'll take it with him. 27-27, all tied up. Coach Danny Sprinkle has the old board out right now in his 3rd season here. 8th leading scorer in Montana State history. Took the Bobcats as a player to their last NCAA tournament and tried to take them to the NCAA tournament again as a head coach. It's been a long time since this program has seen the success that Coach Danny Sprinkle has brought to it now.
100%. Danny Sprinkle was an all-freshman team member his first year in the program when they last went to the NCAA tournament, lost to Syracuse in the first round. A very good game. Montana State was in that ball game, but it's been 25 years since that day, and now he's the head coach and trying to find the magic to get the Bobcats back to the big dance.
And jump ball yet again, and now a little bit of emotions between these guys. This is a rivalry game, and Hollinger down on the court will get himself up after the jump ball.
Not a lot of rivalry games where both head coaches are alumni of their university.
Yeah.
Travis DeCure played at the University of Montana as well, and he actually is just a handful of wins from becoming the 3rd all-time leading wins as a head coach in Montana history. He would pass Mike Montgomery, and Mike Montgomery is the guy he was an assistant coach for at California.
He's had tremendous success here at Montana as a whistle comes against Montana on that rebound. Down inside. Jabril Bello's going to get a double team just about every time. There's no question of that. This time they got on the backside. Hollinger, these fouls evening up a little bit now. 6-5. Montana State with 6 and Montana with 5. Pitch Travis Secure didn't see it quite like the officials did, but it will send now Jabril Bello onto the free throw line, and the first one's off. 1-on-1 bonus will not fly. Bello, one of the better shooting big men from the free throw line. He averages 72% from the charity stripe. Couldn't get that first one to go, and now Montana trying to take back this lead. A left wing three. It's off that time. Talmu with a rebound inside. And now Bello down to the baseline. Denied by the side of the rim that time. It's been a little bit of a slow start here for Jabril Bello in this rivalry game so far. We'll try to get him going as we are all knotted up. 27-27 between these two fierce rivals in the Treasure State. From Bozeman, Montana, where we are all knotted up. It's the Brawl of the Wild between Montana State and Montana. Still 3:50 left to go until halftime. So far, these two just kind of delivering blows back and forth. No one really going on too much of a run. It's been a back and forth type of ball game.
Yeah, Grizzlies have had a lead of 6 points, so they've had a little bit of a margin. The Bobcats' biggest lead is just a pair. These two teams are really evenly matched. Both come in on short winning streaks here. Montana's won 3 in a row. Montana State won a pair. And both teams are considered among the top 4 teams in the Big Sky Conference. Both teams have sights set on finding a way to get to the championship game and win the Big Sky tournament. Bobcats got to the finals last year. Montana was in the finals a couple years before that. So both of these have tradition-rich teams in a big rivalry game.
Abdul Muhammad looking to do work. It wouldn't go the first time, but the second time he tips it up and through, and he's got some words for the Montana bench as his team's in front 29-27. Hollinger going back inside. Great Asabar back into this game as a freshman. He checked back in during that media timeout, just splitting the defenders up and through for Vasquez. He really killed Montana State in that contest 2 years ago. That was the last time this game was played. He came out of nowhere, scored a whole bunch of points. He slides through a couple of defenders and gets 2.
And he's halfway to his average. Average is only 4 points a game, but looked like right there he had a pretty easy path to the ring.
Now Dwight Asabar fakes it right, goes back left. This is just some old school basketball here. Get it down to the post and let him do some work.
And how about the patience of a freshman to give a couple shimmies, give a little pump fake, and then settle back in over his left shoulder and finish nicely. Look much more experienced and polished than you would expect for a true freshman.
Vasquez trying to get back-to-back buckets here, and he's denied by the front of the rim. Montana State trying to extend their largest lead of this game. Down to the baseline. Got a circus shot, won't go, and not a great possession. Coach Danny Sprinkle not pleased on the sideline that time. Montana State back on the defensive side now as Montana will try to tie or take the lead.
Again, the Grizzlies just controlling the tempo. You're on the road. You're playing a team that wants to play fast. Make them stay with your tempo. Keep this game down in the 60s. Don't let it get up into the 70s or 80s.
There's 4 seconds to find a shot. And an extra step that time down to the corner will send it back over to Montana State.
Bobcats have played a lot of defense in this game. I don't really track time of possession in basketball, but we played 18 minutes. Feels like they've been on defense for 12. Their offensive possessions have been a lot shorter than Travis Secure's ball club.
How about those turnovers too? Montana State had 4 quick turnovers out of the gates. Now it's Montana who has 6 turnovers. And Montana State sits with 5 right now. Coach Danny Sprinkle at his alma mater here. Came here 3 years ago. Took Cal State Fullerton as an assistant coach of the NCAA tournament. Spent some time in California and he's back to the Treasure State now, leading his alma mater to one of their best non-conference seasons to date. The winning percentage better than any other season in Montana State basketball history in over 25 years. Since 1997-98 year, that's when Coach Andy Sprinkle took him to the NCAA tournament as a player. One just about lost. Adamu now comes to save it. The jumper inside, and Adamu back scoring yet again. He went on a real tear those first couple of minutes, and he's up to now 13 in this ballgame.
And the Bobcats have pushed up to a 2-possession lead. First time on the night they've been able to get that lead to 4. Now their defense tries to hold. Montana tries to close that gap before the break.
Hollinger through a couple of defenders and off glass. He makes it count that time.
Imagine at halftime, guys in white are going to be talking a lot about dribble penetration and keeping that Grizzly offense out of the lane. That has been the best way in which Montana has hurt the Bobcat defense.
So the first 10 minutes dominated by Montana with their lead, and now Montana State's had the lead for much of the second half. And count the basket for Great Asabar. He'll go to the free throw line and try to add some more. Already 4 for the young freshman in the rivalry game. And quickly, Coach DeCure getting his 6'5" forward back into the game, Derek Carter Hollinger.
And again, how about the patience by the freshman? Catches it, little fake with the one shoulder, dribble, go to the other shoulder, then a shot fake, gets the defender to commit early, then draws that contact and finishes.
Free throw gives Montana State a 5-point lead, their largest lead of the ball game so far. Right now, 3 of 5 from three-point range, but they've got a lot of work done down inside. Here's Hollinger, jumps out of the gym and off the back of the backboard that time. He just jumped up and over his defender to pull this back within a possession. Boy, he's got some real athleticism we've seen.
Without question, and Hollinger brings probably the most experience in this basketball game in terms of minutes played. Again, the rivalry didn't happen due to COVID in the 2021 season, but as you look at things this year and then go back to the 2019-20 season, Hollinger played a key role in the win in Missoula that year.
We talked a little bit about Coach Travis DeCure. Again, 17-3 overall. He has dominated not only as a player back in the day, 6-2 in that rivalry series, 11-1 as a coach. I mean, really in every aspect, Coach Travis DeCure has had Montana State's number in this rivalry game.
Very much so. He really has, especially as a coach. And that's something that, you have sensed a little bit of a shift in the rivalry. You thought a year ago, had they played those games, very likely a split, if not a Bobcat sweep. It was very much a season where Montana State had the better season. The Grizzlies, a very young team a year ago. They're now a little bit more veteran crew. Bobcats even more veteran and trying to, again, get things going here in the series and then at the end of the half.
All right, down to 5. Shot clock off. 3-point lead for Montana State. Noga, it's off the mark. And that will take us to the halftime break. Montana State going to have to be pleased with a 1-possession lead back and forth. This great rivalry game continues the second half after this from the Treasure State